Thank you. That's a lot of energy in that that video there. First of all, I still can't believe the guy didn't take that money for that car. I still can't get over that one. But nah, I'm not a guy who write things down or anything. Me, I like to speak from here, and everything I do, I kind of speak from the heart here. So with that being said, nah, let me just a little about myself. Like you said, my mom had 9 kids. I'm the eighth out of 9, so I didn't have too much to be a big brother to anyone there. My dad had 5 kids, so I was the 5th child there. So all them siblings, I'm one of the youngest ones there. And, seeing my mom, go through everything that she's been through in life. My 2 oldest brothers are incarcerated. One's been there since 1997. One been in there since 2008. I had a brother in 2012 get killed. He was 18 at the time. I was 17. So when you think about big brothers, you think about your best friend. That's who really come to my mind. When things get tough, when you grow up, you have dreams. Like every kid in here, or every person that's in this room right now, you have dreams to be great. You have dreams to be the next doctor. You have dreams to be the next NFL, NBA, or whatever. And to lose someone of that nature, that's something that hurts, and that's when the mental health stage for me went downhill. That's when I needed a big brother. That's when I needed a big sister. And back in 2000, when I lost them in 2012, I was at the peak of my career. I was a senior in high school. I was just named Defensive Player of the Year, 1A Player of the Year. So you think you're on a high road, and then when basketball hit, that's when you lose your brother on a weekend from college. It was Christmas break, and when you lose him, your world stops. Your world stops because that's somebody we grew up together. We slept in the same bed. We did absolutely everything that you can possibly think of together as 2 brothers. We fought, we played basketball, we compete, and that's the things that we did in life. And every time I do something, I do it for him, because a lot of people we can sit around, we can cope, we can go downhill, but me personally, I know that's not what he would want. He would want me to fulfill my dreams of making it to the NFL, fulfill my dreams of putting my family in the right place to be successful. My mom, like a single parent, 9 kids, working 2 or 3 jobs. That's what made me. A lot of times in life, things get tough. You get knocked around day in and day out. But when I saw my strong mother sit there and make sure that we had absolutely everything that we needed, not what we wanted, but everything that we needed in life, that's what made me look and say, okay, I cannot sit here and complain about life, because I know there's so many other people who wish they was in my shoes. That's why when life comes, no matter where you are, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you have, if you're riding a bicycle, be thankful. Because there's a lot of people who would want a bicycle. If you're driving a car, you got to be thankful. And no matter where you at in life, you got to remember, you're no better than the next person beside you. You can have all the money, you can have all the fame or whatever. That doesn't make you no better than the next person beside you. You got to understand that. And that would make this world such amazing. And people got to understand that. People sometimes feel like, the money, the fame, and everything is everything. But no, it's not. It's the love, it's the heart, it's everything. It's what you do to give back. Playing at a small high school, I played football, basketball, and baseball. And I came from a championship lifestyle high school or city. And, no matter how many state championships you win, no matter how many offers that you have, and the biggest thing that my baseball coach, Kip Herlong, said, never forget where you came from. Never forget the obstacles that you came over in life. That's why when I made it, I didn't just make it for myself. I didn't just make it for my family. I made it for every kid in that city that been through everything in life that I've been through. That's why I continue to go back day in and day out. Because you never know, those same seats that I sat in, those same streets that I walked, the same struggles that I had, that's a student, that's a kid there that's going through the same exact obstacles. And everybody has a role model. And I feel like when it comes to professional athletes, I feel like, a lot of people don't go back. A lot of people forget, they let the fame get to them. And I feel like when people go back and really talk to the kids in their community and really tell them what way to go, that's what kids need. Kids need guidance these days. The way this world is going with social media, and everybody can say whatever you want on social media to whoever, all these kids here need guidance. Because them same kids, when you look in the mirror and you look at the kids, these same kids are you. So all the small little brothers and little sisters here, when it comes to a big brother or a big sister, I had a brother who made it out. He played at Clemson. He got drafted in the third round by the Chargers. He played 4 years in the NFL, 2 with the Chargers, 2 with the Saints, won a Super Bowl with the Saints, and he taught me the way of life. He taught me that no matter what you go through in life, that failure is okay. It's okay to be afraid of failure, but when you failed, it's not like you fell in life. You learn from a mistake. You learn from every failure that is possibly made. So you got to sit. You got to think. Why did I fail? Why did I continue to go down this road? And you learn from every mistake. And there will be doubters. And when it comes to a doubter, nobody has to believe in you. As long as you believe in yourself, nobody in this world have to believe in you. Because your mind is one of the strongest things in life. No matter what you want to be in life, as long as you put your mind and everything, your heart, your soul into whatever, that's what's going to make you you. When it came down to me, I came out of high school at 6'2", 180 pounds, playing linebacker. I went to Clemson camp. I did not want to go to another school. Like I said, my brother played at Clemson, and after him, my cousin went to Clemson. So that was my dream. So I went to Clemson camp, and I thought I had a good camp, but I guess not in their eyes. So I went. I met with Dabo. He said he loved what he saw. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna get a scholarship. That didn't happen. So then I went to South Carolina camp the following day. I did everything that I possibly could do there, and I didn't get a scholarship there. And once I was playing baseball at the time, I had 0 offers, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? So South Carolina State said, you know what? We'll offer you a partial scholarship to come over and play. And what people fail to realize in life, you only need an opportunity. And when you get that opportunity, you got to step up and you got to rise to the occasion. I went in as an athlete. I was playing receiver and linebacker, and I started linebacker in that spring, and I was going against the starting offense. And I had a great spring, and the coach came up to me and said, "Hey, sir, you're never playing offense again. You're starting at linebacker." So it was just, the mindset that, everybody in the world doubted me. Everybody. It was, you were too small to play. You were not fast enough. You're not strong enough. You're not big enough. And that's when y'all got to think that no matter what you going through, there's going to be doubters no matter what you do in life. No matter if you're at the top of the list of everything that you do, there is somebody going to doubt you. There's somebody's going to talk about you. But you got to understand, you got to let them talk. You got to let them just put gas on the fire. And that just got to make sure to put that chip on your shoulder to say, okay, this is who I am. You got to say, okay, I'm going to rise to the occasion. I'm going to prove you wrong. And that's the mindset that I challenge to all the little brothers and all the little sisters here. And the big brothers, the big sisters, I just, I thank you guys, because without y'all, I knew that I wouldn't be who I am without my coaches that I looked up to, or my brothers, or my friends or the family that I look up to. And I have my godson here. His name is DJ, and we met 2 years ago. And when I met him, it was like, okay, this guy here, he reminds me a lot of myself. And, when you want to take somebody in, you got to take somebody in from the heart. So when you become, the guys just said, he encouraged you guys to be a big brother or big sister. When you do it, you cannot be a big brother or big sister for the success of the next person. You got to do it from the heart. You got to want that guy to succeed. You got to want the best for the person that you're looking up to. You got to want that person to live a better life than what you live. I've been through so much in my life, and I want to make sure that he understands that I don't want him to go through that. I want to make sure that he understands that he can be whatever he want to be in life, no matter who tell him that he can't be anything. Because 9 times out of 10, the person who telling you that you can't be something, 9 times out of 10 tried the same dream and fail. And just because they fail, they say that you're going to fail as well. So I just challenge everybody here to just think about what it means to be a big brother or big sister. And for the little brothers, little sisters, I want you to raise your hand if you got this in your mind. If you want to be the best, whatever in life, you want to be the next doctor, you want to be the next president of the United States, you want to be the next football player or whatever, please raise your hand. If you just want to be the best at whatever you want to be, please raise your hand. So when you think about that, you got to understand that in the world there's so many people who want the same dream. But what makes you different from the next person? You got to work on it. You got to have the work ethic. You got to compete, no matter what it is. If you want to be the next doctor, okay, let's compete. Let's make sure that I got the grades when I go in. I got to compete, no matter what I do in life. And with mental health is something real. And it was crazy that she mentioned someone named Darius and said that he was depressed. And then, it just hit me because in 2015, I told you that my brother passed in 2012. And from 2012 to 2015, my mental health went downhill. I was losing weight. I was having anxiety attacks day in and day out. And in 2015, I was in my sophomore year of college, and it was one afternoon, I was just in my dorm, or walking out of my dorm, and I absolutely collapsed. And wake up in the hospital, and the doctor said, okay, you have a lot of stress on you, and you have a bad valve in your heart, so you got to get it fixed. And right then, I knew that I had to change my way of life. I knew that I had to get my mental health in check. I could not let my mental health go downhill because of me coping with my brother, because I know that's not what he would want me to do. And I challenge you, everyone who's battling with mental health, to reach out. Because without me reaching out, I would definitely not be who I am today. I challenge you to say that it's okay to not be okay. It is fine. If you have a problem with your mental health, that is nothing wrong with you. Everybody, there's not, if you look around this room, there is not absolutely one perfect person that's in here. And don't let anyone tell you different. It's okay to reach out to a big brother. That is what big brothers and big sisters are for. Those the people that you lean on. Those are the people that you ask questions. Those are the people that you say, okay, I'm here for you. I'm here. I need someone. When things get tough and you're trapped in a corner and everything just feel like the world is weighted on your shoulder and you feel like you can't go anymore, that's when you reach out. That's when you call that big brother, you call that big sister, and you tell them that you need help. And that's when the big brother or big sister, that's what it means to be a big brother or big sister. A lot of people, they forget that they was a kid once. They forget that the obstacles that they went through in life wasn't perfect. They don't understand that. People realize when they make it, they forget everything that they've been through. And I just challenge everybody out here, if you see a young kid that's out here struggling and needs some guidance, because that's what kids need. They need guidance. Do not be afraid to help out. And don't do it, please don't do it for the fame. Don't do it for anything in return. Do everything from your heart. And I think that's why what makes me so happy, I play this game for the love of the game. I love football. I have fun. If anybody seeing me play or see me on the field, all I do, I laugh, I dance, and I try to make plays to help my team win. And once I get done with that, the first thing I do after a hard-fought game on Monday, you know where I'm at? It's called Community Mondays. I'm not sitting at home saying, okay, my body's sore. No. I'm out there doing community service, giving back to a community that gave me so much. And I feel like people fail to realize that it takes a village to raise someone. And I sat there, I wouldn't be me without everybody helping me. I wouldn't be this star or whatever who I am without the Indianapolis Colts, and I would never forget that. I will always remain humble. No matter how much success that you have in life, always remain humble because you never know, it could be over just like that. Never think that you're better than anyone. Never just make sure that you're thinking about life. You're thinking about others. And I was blessed to, like he said, I married my kindergarten sweetheart. Even though she turned me down in the 6th grade, I would still never let her live that down. But, just like, all the guys in here, they always come crawling back. She came crawling back in 11th grade, and, the rest is history. I have a 2-year-old. She just turned 2 in March. And I have a newborn that was she was born on June 4th. So just living. Thank you. So when you live in your life, you got to think not only for yourself. You got to think of your family. You got to make sure that you understand what you've been through in life. Understand the struggle. Understand that you remember that on them nights where you didn't have no lights. Remember the days where you didn't have water. You remember the time where you didn't have food on the table. Remember those times where you had to go stay at another person's house because you didn't have them things or you didn't have things to eat. And that's what's going to make you great. So every little brother, every big sister here, when things get tough, things hit the fan, remember the struggle that you've been through. What you go through doesn't define you. It's how did you break that wall down. It's how you keep going. It's how you keep striving. How to be the best at what you want to be. People sometimes they like to judge people on them getting knocked down. But don't judge me on me getting knocked down. Judge me on what I do after I get knocked down. That defines who you are. And do not allow anyone to tell you that you cannot be anything. And with that being said, I would like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to come out and talk and tell my story And, I'm here in Indianapolis. I'm here in the community. I'm doing everything that I possibly can to make this world a better place. And that's what a lot of people need to understand, that, just because you're a professional athlete, that doesn't mean you're on top of the world. Because you can have all the money in the world and that money cannot buy you happiness. And for me, happiness is me giving back to my community, giving back to the Indianapolis community, giving back to every kid in need. Because when I sit here and I look and, I hear all these stories, like when I heard DJ's story this last time, I got teary-eyed because, I understand, what he's been through. I understand the pain and everything that he's going through. And, I wish him the best of luck. And, it touches my heart for me to come up here and just be able to talk about, big brother, big sister. That's why when, they called me and asked me, it was no doubt in my mind that I want to come up, I wanted to tell my story, and I want to let them know that it's okay to fail, it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to have errors. It's okay to have doubters in this world, and do not let them define you. Because when you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth, there's only one person that stares back at you, and that is yourself. And that's the only person that you got to live up to. And you cannot fool yourself. If you're giving your full attention, if you're getting your full effort. And I just thank everyone for coming out. Thank you for the opportunity, and good night.
All right. Okay. I know it's late, but we're going to ask one question.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Is this on? All right.
We've got about 5 more minutes. Darius, I've been coming to these for 36 years, and I've never seen a crowd as silent and attentive as that. I have to tell you, I asked Darius ahead of time if it's okay if I pick on him for marrying his kindergarten sweetheart. He said, absolutely. I said, what would you like me to say? And he said, well, whatever is fine. I said, how many of these have you done? He said, this would be my first. That was his first time. That was amazing. I have no idea what the future holds for you in football, but whatever you do off the field, it's going to be far more impressive than whatever the future holds on the field. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we have, I know Phil Henry has a question, and I believe the microphone is with Phil.
Over here.
Okay.
I don't look like Phil, but...
There you go. Hey, Phil, fire away.
Hey, Darius, thank you so much for coming tonight. You got an amazing story, and we all appreciate hearing it. Darius, I would like to hear from you about your Senior Bowl game, what that meant to your career, what that meant to your life, how that changed your trajectory, and what does that say about rising up to meet the moment? And thank you.
When I was coming out, everybody know that I went to South Carolina State. It's a FCS school, D1 AA. The only guy to get drafted was in probably 1993. He got drafted, and then everybody else was free agent, besides Javon Hargrave in 2015. So, the chances are very slim to get drafted out of South Carolina State. So, after my last game, I got an agent and everything. And, they said that, you're too small to play linebacker in the NFL. I was probably around 213 at the time. And my agent came up to me, he said, this is what you got to do to get your stock up. Because right then they said I was a 6th, 7th round free agent guy. So he said, you got to get up to 230, and you got to play well at the Senior Bowl. So I got up to 234 at the Senior Bowl, and then, going up to play at the Senior Bowl, it was against every big school guy that was possibly out there. Even Baker Mayfield was the quarterback, so Heisman Trophy winner. If you thought you was a big guy, you was out there. And they said, okay, you got to go out there, you got to succeed. And the first day, when I say it was terrible for me, the first day it's pretty tough in the one-on-one coverage. And each day I continued to get better. And luckily for me, Dorn O'Daniel stepped out and said he wasn't playing in the game, and I got to play the whole game. I ended with 14 tackles. I was named Defensive Player of the Game, and after that, my stock went skyrocketing. And when we talk about rising to the occasion, when I say once you have an opportunity, you got to take full advantage of it. That was my opportunity to say, okay, I got to prove that I can play, and I got to prove that I belong on a big stage. And that's what I had, my mindset was, and that's when I went in. I played with my best ability. I gave it 110%. I'm a big man of faith, so, I just left it in the Lord's hand and say, okay, I'm just giving my all. And, luckily the game went the way it went. And if I wouldn't have played that game, I do not think that I would have got drafted the way I got drafted. I do not think I would have been in the Indianapolis Colts. So I thank God that I did.
Darius, it's Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. Who do you want to play against?
What time of the year? Is this
It's late in the season.
Sunday, 11 o'clock, late in the season, game on the line?
Yeah. It's
Got to go to the playoffs for the AFC Championship. I got to go against Tennessee Titans. Got to.
What's your favorite venue to play in outside the Colts?
Outside the Colts venue, I grew up a Saints fan, not because of my brother. It was because of Reggie Bush. I was a big Reggie Bush fan. So I grew up as a Saints fan. And when I say, just going to watch my brother play at the Saints Stadium, just hearing the stadium roar, and to be able to go out there and, play there and listen to the crowd roar, that's definitely my second favorite place to ever play.
Oh, thanks. Do you hear from Andrew Luck lately?
Yes.
Anything we should know about?
I still talk to Andrew. Him, his wife, and Lucy. They're all doing well. He's living his best life. Every chance I get, I thank him. I thank him for the opportunity, to get to play with him. Just learning from him my rookie season, I think that taught me so much. He was a great player. He went to Stanford, so he was smart. So just learning the game from him. I personally don't think that my disguises, my knowledge of the game of how the quarterback see it, I don't think I would understand the game as much as I do now without talking to Andrew and learning the game and seeing it from his eyes.
You made comment during your remarks that when you're out there playing, you're having fun, you're joking around. You make it look easy. It's obviously not. We all know the work, or we have some sense of the work that went into it, but you look like you're having fun. Is that the case?
Yes, I'm definitely having fun because I'm living out, my dream. And, with me losing my brother, we talked about this, so many times as a child. And for me to go out there and play the game that, I love at the biggest level, I cannot thank God enough. And, a lot of people, sometimes, they can feel frustrated. They can feel like, they're not happy with, the amount of success, they're having. But, I thank God. I'm living my dream out. And if God blessed me with these talents to go out there and play football, I cannot have a complaint. So every time I go out there and I step on that field, I'm very thankful because of what I've been through in life. And I'm just having fun because I know that my mom, my family, and my city is behind me. And no matter what I do on that field, even if I have a bad game, which I don't like to have a bad game, even if I did, my mom and my family is still proud of me, and I'm just honored to be able to do what I do as good as I do.
We're honored to have you with us. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and please thank Darius again.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir.